Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel video, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here together again. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing, today, Hawkeye episode 6, also known as the finale, finally came out on Disney+. And so I thought that since now the show is over, I thought it would be a great time to stop and rank all 6 episodes of Hawkeye from the worst to the best. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, to be clear, I don't think any of these episodes are bad, so even the one at the bottom, it's still actually really good. And what I think this episode does pretty well is that it does kind of develop the relationship between Kate and Clint, and they have some awesome moments. There is that at least one cool action sequence where Clint goes back to the Ronin suit, and he fights and he has that fight with Maya. The big reveal of Kingpin at the end with working with Elena is of course great. That little scene with Kate and Yelena is of course great, but I think the big problem here is that they spend too long on specific scenes, and I just feel like that doesn't really work, and that's not really something that develops the story all that much. And so for me, that's kind of that's why this episode's in last place, is that it kind of spends too much time just mourning on all this stuff. So for me, it's my least favorite episode. Now, this episode actually is very, very good. It has that sweet moment when Kate and Clint are kind of like having that sweet moment, that little Christmas party at her aunt's apartment, and they kind of explored that the best shot he ever took is the one he didn't take, the one with Natasha and Kate finding out that he is Ronin. And the introduction of Yelena in the show was great. The little fight with Maya in the beginning was also great. The little plotline with the Rolex watch was kind of weird, but overall, I enjoyed the episode. It just kind of didn't have much action for me, which is kind of why it's a little bit lower on the list. Now, as this was an episode that was released on the same day as the first episode, I still thought it was a very good episode. Of course, everything they did with this episode really did honestly work for me. It really was it was very enjoyable. It really does a lot of stuff with Clint being sort of a very clever spy. It also just kind of develops the relationship between Kate and Clint a little bit more. And there are at least some cool action, and the little tease of Maya Echo at the end was pretty interesting. So it had some interesting stuff, but at the same time, it's kind of an episode that I kind of forgot about because all the other episodes have been so much better. Now, this is an episode that I probably enjoy the most, because what it delivers is that it delivers awesome action, as you have Kate Bishop using all of these trick arrows that Clint has, and you also kind of develop some sadness for Clint Barton as he kind of loses his hearing aid, but then he gets it back, and he has that emotional sequence with talking to his son, and Kate helps him, and I think that scene is handled very well. And we actually get more of Maya's backstory, what makes her tick, and why is she after Clint Barton, and why is she after Ronin. And I think that's something interesting to me, but technically, the story didn't start off with them trying to catch Ronin. They were trying to steal all these weapons from this black market in New York City. But overall, I thought it was a very enjoyable episode. Now, Now, this episode delivered a lot of great stuff, with great action, a great conclusion to each of these characters. It did kind of, and we actually got to see Kingpin finally come back from the Daredevil series and actually kind of fight some people. We actually got to see, like, the fact that we actually got the character of all characters we actually got to see fight this character is Kate Bishop, which I thought that was actually really great in the way the action played out. I'm excited to see where other characters are going. I loved that we actually got the full-length version of Rogers the Musical at the end. I'm just curious. We obviously know, Maya is going to be in the Echo series. We don't really know where Kate, Clint, and Yelena are going, but overall, I was very satisfied with this finale. For me, I don't know what it is that ever since Falcon Winter Soldier, I feel like that because it's only 6 episodes, and you can't really develop the story with only 6 episodes. The first episode has always been my favorite episode. With Falcon Winter Soldier, my favorite episode of that series is the first one. For Loki, it's the first episode. This show, it's the same thing. Like, I love that trope. But speaking of which, I love this episode. It's just the way they kind of introduce all these characters of Kate Bishop actually seeing Clint Barton as this hero, where she doesn't she showed her that you don't need to have superpowers to be a hero. And I love that stuff, how he was one of the most boring Avengers, but he actually inspired someone to become a better person. And the way it kind of leads into the finale, I thought was absolutely fantastic. Some of the action I thought was pretty cool. The way the way the story kind of played out, I thought was interesting. The characters were interesting. Seeing Rogers the Musical, Clint kind of reflecting on Natasha's death. I thought all of that was absolutely great. So this is easily my favorite episode of the Hawkeye series thus far. So that's my ranking of all 6 episodes of Hawkeye. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram is Marvel6, my TikTok is MarvelFan. If you guys don't understand those names, head to my bot section so you can follow me on all social medias. I'm also on Letterboxd. It's the same name as Instagram, _6_. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.